I don't know what's up with me and the faces all of a sudden. I'm seeing faces everywhere and I need to buy all of the faces. So I'm going to buy all the vases. Faces that are vases. Hey guys, it's Michael Todd and welcome to the Cult of Vintage. Today we are back at old Rollermills. I thought there was doesn't matter. I know where we're actually at for once, so we're gonna take that and run with it. You guys, we're gonna get inside, and I'm super excited to film today's video because they've taken one large room and have divided it up into a number of different cubbies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to focus a lot on that area and film that area for you guys. We've been in here a number of times, so I kind of want to give you something new, and thankfully Rollermills has said we got something new for you. We're going to get inside, see if we can find anything, take a quick tour around, might even find something for the collection. Let's get inside, guys. Oh, we are power walking right through here, guys. Hoo, 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 hoo. No, I'm just kidding. Spit up the footage. But I did get distracted. This vendor through the hallway here has had a lot of really pretty paperweights, art glass. We do have a Murano style owl here. He is a heavy boy. We do, of course, have a foil sticker here on the bottom. I will say this, I ran some comps. That's what he's going for. This one was really interesting. At first I was like, you're a snake. And then I was like, no, maybe you could be an eel. At 35, I did decide to leave him behind. What I didn't leave behind is this beautiful ruby red glass. It's kind of in-ish, the Thousand Eyes style. She's lovely. I believe it could be an Ellie Smith or Viking, and I'm judging that based on the saturation and the quality of the glass as well as the weight. She's got some heft to her, I will say that. $15, I thought that was a great deal, so we did pick it up. Alrighty guys, we are entering now the quote-unquote new section. Before, this was just open air, and as you were seeing, things have been divided up into rooms and hallways. First off, we do of course have some pretty little Roseville. Unfortunately, it's priced for a collector and not necessarily me as a reseller. So let's stop in here to our first room, or we're gonna go back. No, I'm just kidding. We are gonna go in. I'm giving you a quick overview. Just kind of how you can see how it's divided up, almost like a classroom or school building. First room up here, we've got some really interesting pieces. I, of course, immediately zoned in on the ephemera here. We've got a little scrapbook. There are a few things that are in here. It wasn't like chock full of kind of stuff, so I did decide to leave that one behind. I was having a hard time kind of getting through the rest of it with the camera, so I set the camera down, went through it. Unfortunately, nothing was really saying, hey, take me home. This was really interesting. The little soap here, don't know how I feel about that, though. I'm not going to lie. We do have some diamond pottery here. We've got Frisky the horse. He is one of the planters. I've bought in several of these in the past and have sold them quite successfully. Again, it is a diamond pottery. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I have sold quite a number of those, and I've sold a number of those recently. So I kind of want to like chill out with it. I don't like keep bringing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I definitely will revisit those in the future because I love them. And one of the things that I do love is are these beautiful Flemish, these pyrography boxes. Of course, they are wood burnt. This one obviously has like an ivy feel to it at 22. I have picked them up at this price before, but that's going to depend on the subject matter. One of the most popular things, or one of the ones that are most desirable, are more with the women's bust, the figures on those, typically in the Gibson style hair up, though I will say keep your eye out for those hair down ones, because they didn't make as many with the hair down as they did with the hair up, because of course that was a bit suggestive back in the day. Could you imagine? Oh, goodness. Alrighty, guys. Here we've got a gorgeous photo album. Now, this one is obviously in kind of like it's turned into a rusty orange. I wonder if it would have been a little bit more vibrant in its infancy. Of course, it's well over 100 years old at this point. Now, this would have had a stand. Unfortunately, this stand is missing. I will say that overall, the condition is in really good shape. There is, of course, some of the velvet loss, but I think the overall aesthetic makes up for it. But at 95, I did leave it behind. We're just kind of perusing through here. Nothing really caught my eye that really said, take me home. However, in the next room, we did see some Roseville and Weller. Of course, we've got some bookends. We've got a little Weller vase down here. It's cute at $50+ I couldn't warrant getting it. Again, it's very fair for a collector, just not where I needed it to be. Love this one. Again, we've got another photo album. Overall, really good condition. The latch is present. A lot of times you're going to find that these are missing. Kind of wanted to check it out. Oh, there's no photos. The photos really do add to the value. I'm priced at $100. Again, very fair for a collector, especially with that mirror not being cracked. For me, unfortunately, not where I'd want it to be. At least not being complete with photos in there. I have never seen so many of these mugs grouped together in one place. I will say there was no blue, though. Somebody probably snatched up all of the blue ones there. Those are priced at $12. I know these mostly are found in kind of like the yard sale or a thrift store. A lot of times people will find them. I've only found them once or twice. So if you do find them, snatch them up, because as you saw, $12 to $15 is what those per mug is very much the average going rate for the Fire King mugs. Saw some pottery. Again, nothing that is really speaking to me that's very unique or dynamic, that's odd, that is unusual. Got a lot of little tins here. Great to kind of add a splash of color into your collections. Add a little bit of texture. Maybe if you have a lot of ceramic or glass, think about, mixing up the mediums or the properties so far as, put glass with pottery and pottery with metals and have them in varying different conditions, because I do think that it's very pleasing to the eye. $28 for the cow creamer. It kind of read very Holt Howard to me. It's reminiscent of the cow, kind of like the crazy cow that he did. Just picked up one of those pieces at Goodwill for 99 cents. That was a good score. Loving all of the uranium mixed in with the jadeite. Do you see that aluminum canister set, the stacking back there? Absolutely love that one. Super mod, of course, and that mossy green there. Then we kind of switched the aesthetics and we're going back into the Victorian era. Again, we're seeing another one of the Flemish or Pyrography boxes. Floral detailing, again, not as desirable as a lot of the figural ones. Love the vignettes, the little setups here. It's very easy to shop. Overall, very aesthetically pleasing. I think that we can all agree that, most times if we're out casually shopping, this does make for a little bit more of an enjoyable experience. This little oddity here, ooh, I didn't know how I felt about it. She is an acrylic little mirror. The mirror was in great condition. Did decide to leave it behind. Now the piece I'm seeing back here is that wheelbarrow. That glaze, like this fuchsia and green, is very much Ardalt. I kind of picked it off right away. This one did have its flower frog present at $22. I think that is a really good deal. But I will say the subject matter is what held me back from actually purchasing it. Wheelbarrow is not all of that desirable, if you will. Beautiful Majolica style vase here. Love it. Love the green. Love the yellow. $45 plus what it would cost to ship, as well as the resale. I just couldn't warrant getting that piece. Love these little Roseville bowls here. They do have it marked as a jar. This would have been a sugar. There should be a lid to it. Unfortunately, there is no lid. I've only ever found one of these once with a lid, and thankfully I actually was able to get it for resale. Got a little confused here. Nothing's new. We've got like a little hallway here with some kind of like a display shelf. So there is some empty vendor space here. We're going to check it out, see what we can't find. Did see these. These are really unusual. Kind of like a slag glass effect to it. I've never seen this color combination before. Obviously, we have a little swung vase here. It was $75 for this set. You know, what is that? 34.50 per. We're pushing it again. I don't know who the manufacturer was. That could have been a tremendous deal, but without knowing right away, it makes me hesitant to want to buy the piece. Of course, we've got some beautiful chenille, but at $85, I was like, let me not torture myself because I'm about to unfold this blanket, absolutely fall in love with the design and pattern, and be like, it's $85. Here we've got like a popcorn style, and you did see an all white popcorn down below there. They are priced for collectors, and there's nothing wrong with that because I can guarantee you that salmon colored chenille one probably would have been amazing. But I did not. I know. Y'all like, I wanted to see it. I did too, but I was like, I don't want to break my heart any further. We've got some beautiful amber glass utilizing the Bullacante effect. Look at how symmetrical those bubbles are. She had some beautiful weight on it. There were no additional inclusions or chips, but at $35, and because the color was amber, while I do have a personal affinity for it, amber does not do as well as, say, like a pink or a blue. So I did leave it behind. Though I will say the artistry behind it was very well executed. You did see there earlier some electrical torturing devices, otherwise known as toasters. Love how they're using a granny square Afghan as kind of like a tablecloth there. No, I do absolutely love this. When I initially saw it, I was like, oh, are you Van Briggle? No, you're Stangle. I do believe that this was Stangle's answer to the popularity of Van Briggle. Obviously, in that beautiful white matte glaze, it is silky smooth. I love those pieces. $35, that really is the going rate. Don't you worry, I do see that opalescent vase there. She is an antique piece of white opalescent Fenton, I do believe. I think it's like a lace pattern. At 29, I decided to leave it behind. I do think that that's a really good deal. Those pieces do really well, I have found for me, but I've sold so many of them. But as I said earlier, I really do try to keep things a little mixed up, and that bottle was missing his head. So we've got a little flower vase, Michael, come on. We've got a little head vase here. Now, she does have a pretty significant chip there on the brim of her hat. The vendor did mark her down quite substantially, I think, at $18, making it an exceptionally good deal for somebody that doesn't mind a little condition issue. Talk about trash-tastic. I don't even know what they're supposed to be. Birds, maybe. That chalkware little Cupid there is like, oh, get me out of here. Now, we do have some strawberry shortcake rag dolls here. They're priced anywhere from $17 to $19. It's very reasonable. It's the going rate for them. I will say that if you do find a strawberry shortcake with a ragdoll body and a vinyl face, you definitely want to snatch her up because that version has some really good resale value on there. It's never too early or too late, you guys, to get Christmas. I'm like peeking down here to see if there was a Putz manufacturer sticker on them. There's not. They just have their little Japan markings on them. That is a set of four at $29. However, the vendor is having a sale, so I do decide to go ahead and get those. Those are the Putz Santas there with their little round bellies. I love the white one. I think that's a great deal, especially for a set of four. Now, we do have some retro toys here, Masters of the Universe, the little mini comics that would come with the figurines. We're kind of seeing a little doodads here. This was really interesting. These trolls back here, the little wooden monk. Those are adorable. We've got some strawberry shortcake dolls still in their original packaging. The prices were really good, I will say that. We've got the Freakies cereal premiums. Remember that when you used to get a toy in your cereal? Gone are those days. We have some popples here. I'm kind of surprised because I was going to get a popple, but they don't do too well, I saw. And then I saw him. I fell in love immediately. Now, do you see those little divots there? He should have had little white pom-poms. It is a stife. He is a replica. It's an original stife design. I love him. His arms are articulated. I picked him up. I think he's amazing. I love him. Talking about what I love, look at this stunning celluloid collar box here. Victorian era. I mean, this was for the lady. Priced at $49. This is something, again, that has an unusual aesthetic. It is odd. You're not finding a lot of these. Unfortunately, because of it being celluloid, there was a lot of cracking, a lot of rippling. There were some gouges that were on the top of the design. I could have lived with kind of like those scratches on the top. Unfortunately, the crackling of the celluloid, I had to leave it behind because it's not a question of if, but when that really just starts to fall apart. That was sad. Here we've got, again, something really unusual. We've got this little gnome elf smoking his pipe, sitting here on his mushroom cap at $15. Ah, I took a risk and I got it again. He's really unusual. I was like, are you a salt and pepper shaker? There's no holes. So I think it might have just been like where they left the firing. I love him. I think he's absolutely darling. Look at those little pointy shoes and hat. Here we've got the barometer as well as the thermometer. It uses whatever it uses. I don't know, moisture in the air or something. This one is manufactured in Western Germany. I don't know. I was like, it's got a mushroom on it. And then something was peeking out at me down here. Is this little cloth rabbit? He's very like Looney Tunes, don't you think? He's on a wire body. I did decide to leave him behind. The Easter doesn't do as well. Like Halloween and Christmas, I've said it before, you can get away with selling those pretty much year round. There's always demand. Look at how elegant this milk glass is mixed with the pink and the aqua glass. It's gorgeous. Now, y'all know I love some antique. I believe these are Northwood, the corn opalescent. Who doesn't need a corn opalescent bud vase? We've got some great little Lefton leprechauns here. Lefton leprechauns. They're sassy. There's definitely something in that cup. $60 for the set because they're hard to get. Do you remember how difficult it was back in the early 90s to get Tickle Me Elmo? Well, not early 90s. Late 90s, early 2000s. Here's the original. Oh, look, little Nomi found a troll brethren. I know this thing is going to disturb a lot of people out there. I think he's absolutely adorable. I love him. He's huge. He's $300, which I think is a great price because you can find some of those little ones and they're like 60, 80 bucks and they're like a tenth of the size of him. I love him. If I had the space, not going to lie, I would buy him and display him proudly. That little weirdo. God love, God bless. All right, I've gathered myself together. Back to the regularly scheduled program. We've got some great antique pottery here. It says early pot. I love how it says that. I do believe that it is a McCoy little planter there. We've got some little Weller over here, unusual shape, priced at $45. Again, we're in collector pricing territory, and that's all right. It's not going to stop us from looking at it. Love the snowberry pattern here. This is probably one of my most favorite designs, this vase here. I love that arts and craftsman style. We do have a chip. Unfortunately, it's not just to the paint. It is down to the pottery there. $65, I think, is a very good price considering the chip. It's an introductory, or it is somebody that maybe doesn't mind condition issues. Oh, did you see it? I know. We've got some Roseville silhouette. Stunning in this mulberry glaze. I love it. There's a substantial chip. There's some substantial bustage on this one. And I debated. I was like, it's $10. It's beautiful. I love it. They did several colors of this. I believe there's a cream and I want to say a blue. but I did leave it behind. Look at this weirdo. Oh my gosh, I love him. We definitely snatched him up. I still have yet to identify. It could be picture perfect. I could not be. I don't know. I have to look him up further. Look at this guy here. He is artisan. He's quite literally an artisan mug here. He is. Look at the detail on that. This has the artist's signature. It's from 1985. It even tells you where the mud was dug at, which I thought was absolutely amazing. It quite literally has its provenance listed on the bottom of it. I thought he was fantastic. It was $10. Seriously? Yeah, I'm going to get him. He's one of a kind. How am I going to leave him behind for 10? Look at him. And look at this. Look. What? All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up outside. I don't know what's up with me and the faces all of a sudden. I'm seeing faces everywhere, and I need to buy all of the faces. So I'm going to buy all the vases. Faces that are vases. Or mugs. Just as long as it's a face. I'm there for it. All right, guys. Well, that is it. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I'm just the faces, the faces, the faces, the faces. I'm for the faces. Who knew? Anyhow, guys, get the light. Where are we at? Alrighty, guys. Well, I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. It's always a pleasure shopping at Rollermills. Always a lot of good stuff to see and just as much to buy, too. We're going to wrap it up here today. And until next time, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.